Sir Alex after training says, Michael, can I have a word? So I've walked over and thought, I'm playing. And he puts his arm around me, he goes, right, I see you've got some runners at Chepstow today. There will never ever be a better feeling than scoring a goal.
Okay, done.
Like
Because I thought I lost you, Michael.
Yeah, no.
Paul, I'm with Box to Box and Hugo, with Michael as well. So I've just given it a lovely rub, so we're gonna win. There we go. It's your boy HP at the Source, Harry Pinero. Welcome to Beyond the 90. We're here at the Manor House Stables. I'm here to see the legendary Michael Owen, to talk about the horses, talk about the stables, on and off the pitch. I think he's over there. Yeah. So that's my brother from another mother. Michael Owen, yeah. Oh, you don't know who that is? Oh, yeah, Ballon winner, yeah.
I just heard the end at the Ballon winner. What an entrance.
Give me a hug, man. How are you, brother, man?
Great to meet you.
This place is incredible.
Thank you.
Well done.
Yeah, no, it's 20 years in the making, but pretty proud of it.
All right, let's have a little tour, man. Let's have a little tour.
I'll show you. The horses look as if they're going out straight away. I'm a bit late.
Go. So. Let's have a little gallop.
Let's have a look.
So talk to me, 23, you're still playing football.
Oh, yeah.
But was it like a love for horses that made you say, do you know what, I'm going to invest my money at such a young age?
I think so, and I think also, I knew that football's a short career, and I'm not one of these people that can think, right, what shall I do? So, I'll go and have a game of golf.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll go and have a game of golf the next. I'd get bored so quick. I could do it for a week.
Yeah.
But I need to bounce out of bed.
Yeah.
I need to sort of have something
about you.
And I can't live my life just on holiday. Here they come out now, though. So they've been doing their warm up, but we've got 110 horses on site. Ranging from owned by Sir Alex Ferguson to half the Liverpool team, all the Burnley team own a couple. Scholesy and Owen Hargreaves and Ian Wright. And there's so there's a football link as well, but I'd say sort of 95 of them are owned by people from all over the world, really. So there's not just that particular horse, it's who owns it and getting to know them, and it's just the whole thing. It's great.
You just spoke about Alex Ferguson. I remember when you signed for United, I read something about part of the meeting was a lot about horses. Is that true, or was that just... So talk to me about that. How was that like?
The best story I've got with Sir Alex was on a Friday with a game on a Saturday. We'll follow you over now.
Yeah.
On a Friday, he would pick the team, and you knew if someone big was getting dropped or someone was coming into the team. Yeah. So he'd, let's take, for example, Scholesy, who we just mentioned. If you see Sir Alex after training sort of going like that, and and you think, Scholesy's not playing.
Oh God.
So you're thinking, who's playing? And I'd been there a few weeks and whatever, and all of a sudden on a Friday, Sir Alex after training said, Michael, can I have a word? So I've walked over and thought, I'm playing. Because I hadn't played for the first couple of games. It was Berbatov and Rooney. Yeah. And he puts his arm around me, he goes, right, I see you've got some runners at Chepstow today. I'm like, have you got any tips? I'm like, oh no, everyone. I was getting so excited. I thought it's a big game against Arsenal or something coming on, I'm going to be starting. And he said, have you got any tips at Chepstow? And then that was it. I knew where my place was.
No, that's crazy. I think for me personally, obviously being a United fan, you playing for United as well, I loved it. And I had an emotional moment when you scored against City. I think that for me was one of the best moments of your United career. But what was that like though? Transitioning from obviously, being a Liverpool supporter and fan and everything, but then going to United. Was that easy or was that difficult for you?
A mixture of both in a way. I mean, I didn't obviously go from Liverpool to Manchester United. That would have virtually been impossible. But everyone knows I grew up playing for Liverpool in the academy and everything else. And obviously when I left to go to Madrid, and then when I wanted to come back home, I wanted to go to Liverpool. That was where my heart was. But then once I went to Newcastle and that almost sort of broke my heart in a way that I wasn't going back to what I perceived as my club. And then at every point when I then finished at Newcastle, it was, again, can I get to Liverpool? And Brendan Rodgers said he didn't need me at the time. So at that point, it's like, well,
what can you do?
You've just got to go to whoever's the best available and whatever. And listen, once I got over that, is everyone going to hate me? That pain of, have I ruined everything, etc., etc. It was a no-brainer. I knew every player. I played for England with them all. I knew Sir Alex and all the rest of it. So, go and play in that stadium. I could live at home. I was playing in the best team at the time. Had a chance of winning the league, the Champions League, and all the rest of it. It was like an absolute no-brainer. So I had no doubts at all that was the best move career-wise to make. And people have got to remember, you know, that footballers, yes, we have loyalties and yes, we want to play for a certain team, but at the end of the day, if you can't play for, you know, someone like Jack Grealish, Aston Villa, but do you know what? You can't, can he retire? You've got to go to Man. You've got to win. I know he's won the you can't, like, I get fans saying, no, I wouldn't do that and I wouldn't do that. And they don't ever have to change their clubs. They don't ever have to change the colours they wear. That I get that. I'd be the same if I wasn't a player. But when you're a player, how can anyone have a go at someone for having drive and ambition and to play at the highest level they can? I don't think
as a fan, I think, and as I've got older as well, I think when you're younger, it's a bit emotional, you're attached to the club and stuff. As I've got older, I think any player in that position would have done the same thing you've done as well. Yeah, they would. Yeah. I also think, because I watched you when you first burst onto the scene, like, I know Michael Richards talks about it, but you was the real meaning of bursting onto the scene. And my first ever kit, my dad bought it from a charity shop, was your number 20.
Oh,
England.
right.
Yeah, Umbro. Yeah. That was my first ever kit. I don't know where he got it from.
Yeah.
And then a few years later, 2001, 2002, you win the Ballon d'Or. Now, that doesn't get spoken about a lot. And I've been on Rio's channel a lot speaking about that we don't have anyone like that that's even close to winning a Ballon d'Or. Do you feel like that gets kind of put under the carpet? Maybe because you don't speak about it a lot. You know, there's a lot of players who speak about what they've won and you can see it. You don't. You're kind of like, I finished football and this is what I love, which is horses. But do you feel like you're underrated in terms of that? Because I do. I feel like no one speaks about it and they should.
I think the way my career panned out leads people to not remember what I was like. So I sort of see my career in halves. You know, the first half, I was justifiably the Ballon d'Or winner. I thought I was one of the best players in the world at the time.
Best player in the world.
And one of the most destructive players in the world. Probably, you ask any defender at the time, the one player you don't want to come up against is a few years later, it's Thierry Henry, and before me it was Ronaldo.
Just to stop you there, I got a quote from Rio. He said there's two players that he was scared of, literally when it was the halfway line, was you and Nicolas Anelka because of the pace. Your pace was just frightening. So it's a fact people know. But you were saying about your career because it's panned out. How do you reckon?
Yeah. Well then, so the first half of my career, I know that I was as good as anything. Anyone that ever crossed over that white line and set foot on a pitch, I was as good as, I believe at the time. And of course, won the Ballon d'Or. I think I came fourth in it the year after or something like that. I think I was the second youngest ever to have won it.
Yeah, he was 22 years.
Ronaldo,
22, and Ronaldo won it a bit younger than that.
But then obviously I had a big injury, my hamstrings and things like that, lost a bit of pace. And then my second half of my career, so a lot of people will see me from 26 onwards and think, he was good, he was a good finisher, but you know, and that was about it because I had to just adapt my game. I couldn't run anymore. So I just had to turn into a total goal scorer, just be near the box and just score. So I ended up being, and then people will think, well, so I get it because their most recent memory of me was, very good player, but, or, not a great, which I thought, at 17, 18, 19, 20, then I probably was. So I get why probably I don't get the credit that some people do, but hey ho.
I know, but I look at your record. Let's have a little walk
as
well.
Yeah, let's go and see the horses.
See the horses.
That fast, they'll go
past Yeah, they will. 18 goals in your debut season is mental. Like, you're not seeing any other players do that anymore as well. Like,
that's one stat that I'm most proud of. People say golden boot. Sorry, people say Ballon d'Ors and things like that. But the one thing that nobody will ever take from me, no record will ever take from me, is a two-time golden boot winner.
Tell them again, Michael, man.
19.
Tell them again, because they're not listening. I've said the two players that I can say will go down as the greatest for me is you and Wazza. Because Wazza, for me, when he played in the Euros, I think he was the best player in the world.
Yeah.
You, when you played that in the World Cup '98, that was you emerging as, and we're talking about R9 and Henry in that same tournament as well. Yeah. You as emerging as going to be the best player in the world.
Yeah.
At that age, because we're going to speak about the horses and stuff, that's at like 23. But at that age, how hard was it for you to stay composed when the world's like, your name's in flashing lights, Liverpool top team at the time, everyone wants you. How do you stay focused? Because we're seeing it with the young players now with Saka and Rashford. It's hard for them to keep a strong head on their shoulders, sorry.
Yeah, I found it easy.
And how?
Honestly, I just found it easy. I'm a bit mentally, I think I'm a bit quirky.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
It's not like I've heard that before.
No, I'm just, you know, I don't know. I had supreme self-belief.
Yeah.
I was, at 7, I was in my local under-11 county team.
Yeah.
And breaking the goal scoring records at like 8 and things like that. And you can do that in your village team, but like to play county level, you know, I played against Rio when I was 2 years younger than everyone else in the Youth Cup final and things like that. And I was scoring a hat-trick against Man United, knocking Manchester United out in the quarters, and then Crystal Palace in the semi, and then Rio's team with Frank Lampard and whatever in the final. And I was years younger than everyone else. I was just you know, I played one game in the England under-20, it was straight into the first team, England. I played a couple of games in Liverpool reserves as a 17, straight into the first. It was just easy. It was just, and I don't know how to explain it. Mentally, I was very advanced. Physically, I wasn't. I was very slight, but I was very quick, and mentally, I was nails.
Yeah. Did you have any fear, like, when you was playing? Because
No.
I think, I can see that. Well, now you say you can confirm it, but watching you, I just felt like, who the hell does this kid think he is? Like, how dare he go up against these players and then make him look like a fool as well?
When I crossed the line, even at 17, even at 18, going into a World Cup, playing against the best in the world, I genuinely walked across. I had no, I just won the Golden Boot in the first year as a 17-18-year-old. But I had no divine right to step onto that world stage and think, do you know what, I'm better than everyone here. But I did feel like that. And I might have been wrong, but that doesn't matter. You know, to actually have that bloody mindedness, that arrogance, that thingy to cross the line. You know, I was nasty. I don't know if you ever saw some of my tackles when I was like a baby, and it was just, you know.
I've got something about you, Michael. So there was a DVD I watched when I was younger. It was you and a keeper, and you was training a keeper.
Oh yeah.
It was a DVD.
The soccer skills.
Oh, Michael. The way you was laughing, scoring against this kid, I knew that your mentality was different.
Yeah.
Goal scoring for you was did you get like a mad thrill from it, or was it just a?
Yeah, I hated keepers for starters. I didn't like keepers. My dad always he'd give me more of a pat on the back if I kicked a goalkeeper than actually scoring when I was a kid. I got a massive kick out of scoring goals. Massive.
You scored a lot of them. Here's the horses now. What's the so in terms of making a horse ready for racing and stuff, what's the process of that? Is that like a tedious process, or is it like pretty straightforward?
I'd say it's quite a long process, but in general terms, it's not. Compared to a human, it's a very quick process. So we'd buy a horse at about 18 months old, and we basically would run it at about 2 years and 2 months old, something like that. So within 8 months, they've gone from not even having a saddle on their back to knowing how to walk, you know, turn left, turn right, slow down, go faster, canter, you know. So we teach them the whole process of how to race. And then when the gates open, when the stalls open on race day, we've taught them how to do that. They break quick and they run, they're fit enough, they're strong enough, and they're mentally ready.
So is there any like football players like that I would love to know that you've maybe sold horses to, or, you know, got them involved and they probably wasn't like kind of interested?
Loads, yeah. Well, Ian Wright.
No way,
definitely.
You got Ian.
Yeah. He never comes to see the horse, he never goes to watch it, but you just message him, our horse is running today, it should win. Yeah. And he's like, brilliant. So he gets excited for about 10 minutes and then, oh, did it win? I didn't even watch it. Did it win? It's like, yeah, it won. It's like, oh, mate. You know, so he's a different type of owner. But the likes of Scholesy absolutely loves it. Yeah. Steve McManaman loves it. Yeah. Owen Hargreaves getting right into it.
Yeah, I saw that. I've read about that, you know. And,
he loves it. And we bought a horse together. We called it Box to Box because we're all on the telly. Yeah. And because half of the people in the syndicate are midfielders or old midfielders. So Andy Townsend's another one, Scholesy, as I say, Owen Hargreaves. There's a load of midfielders in there, McManaman. So we called it Box to Box, and he's been an absolute superstar. He's won like, I don't know, 4 or 5 races. Wow. And we've had a load of enjoyment from him.
I wanted to ask as well, speaking about England, you mentioned a lot of players as well, yeah? It always gets on my nerves. Rio speaks about it a lot. Why didn't you guys win trophies together as a team when the talent, I still don't think we've had a better England team?
I will die scratching my head. Well, I won't, not scratching my head. I can compute it in my mind. 1, Brazil were brilliant at the time. 2, Spain were off the scale at the time. So I don't think you got to appreciate competition as well. But I do think that I do think that we were probably the best team in the world,
100%.
player for player.
Yeah.
And people can say what they want now, and it's all up for debate, so it's not me. But I mean, you know, there's no centre-half better than Rio and Sol and John Terry. Not in the last 15 years. Like, no one would get in the team. You know, Gary Neville, Kyle Walker, Trent, you know, players like that. You know, you could Ashley Cole, he's the best left back in the world. There's no,
ever.
You know, our goalkeeper David Seaman was unbelievable. Try to get in our centre midfield now. Then
never.
Lampard, Scholes, Gerrard.
Finished.
It's just not. Don't even. Next the argument exactly. Beck's on the right. I mean, unbelievable.
You and Shearer up front.
Rooney, Shearer, myself. We were having players that scored 30 goals in the Premier League, regular. You know, the Robbie Fowlers, the Andy Coles.
I forgot about Robbie as well. Andy.
They couldn't even get in the team. It's like, and now if you score 10 goals, it's like, ooh, right, well, if Kane gets injured, you might be in.
Yeah.
You
think the standards have dropped in terms of...
I don't know about dropped, I'm just...
Because I think this team, this new current crop of players, with Jude, Saka, Rashford, Stones is playing incredible as well. I think they're getting better. And I think
they're a better team.
Yeah.
I think they're
a better like team.
You watch them and you feel the love. You sort of, you know. Whereas, you know, I don't think we had that. We had something missing in our, and also, we didn't really play the right way. We used to play Scholesy out left midfield half the time.
Was that? Because I felt like that was a disrespect to my favourite player. But do you reckon that's because of how good he was and the fact that they just couldn't not have him in the team?
Yeah, absolutely. But we could have played him in his best position. And just change this. We had the best centre halves in the world, loads of them. We had loads of great centre midfielders. We'll play, have three centre halves, have three centre midfielders. And then we were reasonably, not weak, but we didn't, like we always used to say, we needed an amazing, if Giggs had stayed.
That was
so we used to swap from Barnby to Joe Cole to Stuart Downing. We didn't have a left-sider. Probably Joe Cole was the main.
The best out of all of them, yeah.
But we didn't have somebody that was like, that grabbed that position and was a constant. So we used to put Scholesy out there a little bit and things like that. But if we could have just had a left wing back. Had Ashley Cole left wing back.
Game's changed.
So.
Is this more enjoyable? Because obviously you've played you had a very good career, but is this more enjoyable for you as quote unquote a retirement, even though it's really not, than playing football? Tough question because I'm sure you enjoy
there will
football.
never ever be a better feeling than scoring a goal.
Okay, done.
Like
Because I thought I lost you, Michael.
Yeah, no.
I thought you was gone, but you're still here with us. Cool.
No, but the problem is when you stop playing, I was like a volcano for about 6 months. I just couldn't. Not depressed. That's totally wrong. But
I mean, come on, you can't be here.
But I'm not getting
fulfillment.
I'm not. I was put on this earth to score goals and to have that, and to be adored by people and sung to, and that. And you know when you love like that, or when you feel sort of, and then all of a sudden you can't do it, and you don't do it anymore, and you can't do it anymore.
Yeah.
And you almost, not what's your purpose, but you just almost lose a bit of. I need to find something that gives you that buzz. But the reality is there will never, ever be a buzz like scoring a goal, an important goal in the last minute or in a World Cup or something like that. And that's what you live for. Everything you put in your mouth every time you go to bed early and you refuse a party and you do this. And it's all because I've got more chance of scoring a goal if I do this. And you're obsessed with it. And then, so converting from that to then normality is not so easy, and of course you see loads of horror stories, but thankfully I spotted what I was going to be like before it happened, and I put this in place 10 years before I retired.
That's incredible.
So when I retired, it was like
easy.
You're just driving here and it's a different thing, but at least I wake up in the morning and I'm loving what I do.
That's
even though I don't get the same massive thrill. I still get big thrills out of our horses winning and things like but it's not even close to scoring a goal.
Yeah. Well, I'm now inspired now to buy a horse. Because now I just feel like
already.
No, I feel like I know everything. But I want to know a bit more about the business.
Yeah.
And how that's run and how you've been able to maintain such an incredible standard.
Yeah. Well, the business is hard. You know, it's not easy to make. Put it this way: if I had my money again, the last thing you would do, I would do if I was looking at making money, is invest in this.
Oh, wow.
I mean, it's my baby. I absolutely love it. But for what it cost, if I just stuck it in a a high interest account or something, I would have made loads more.
Yeah.
But this is my life.
Yeah.
So, and the business works. It makes a profit only in the last couple of years, and I've been going about 20 years.
Yeah.
So it's been hard graft.
Yeah.
But I've built it from basically 10 horses 20 years ago, 18 years ago, to 110 now. So now it works. This is my baby, I absolutely love this place with all of my heart. I just wake up so excited about coming into the yard.
Well, you said that it was someone that I need to meet. So
absolutely.
Let's go and have a little meeting.
Yeah, we'll go meet the real expert, the trainer. The trainer.
This feels like I'm a kid. Oh my God. Let me be quiet though. I don't want to annoy anyone. Oh no, wait, who go?
You can get in if you want. Come on.
No, all right. Oh. Okay.
Just don't go round his backside.
All right. Box to box. There we go.
So Box to Box has won 3 times round Chester.
Do you know what?
He won.
Hey.
So they're both going there. They're both going there on Friday evening.
Okay. Hello, Box to Box.
You say Scholesy was your favourite player?
That's like.
So now you've touched this horse.
Yeah. Wait. You know what? I'm gonna actually.
Do you want me to take it?
No, I'm gonna message him on Instagram. Yeah. I'm gonna tell him. I'm gonna say, Skulls, I'm with your horse. He's probably gonna tell me to F off, but.
He tells most people that.
Yeah. Paul, I'm with Box to Box and Hugo, with Michael as well. So I've just given it a lovely rub, so we're going to win. There we go. That's the Skolzy. So I'll see what he says. Nah, this is incredible, man. Like, I think for me, coming here to see you was always going to be something special, but I didn't think I was going to be able to see it in its entirety. It's next level, man.
Yeah, I think lots of people, they don't really realise what it is, what it takes to get these horses fit and healthy to a track. And when it's basically it's Carrington at Manchester United.
Yeah.
It's Melwood or now up at Bootle for Liverpool. It's what you would expect a football club to look like, but just for horses. We've got swimming pools, we've got ice baths, we've got lovely rooms, i.e. stables. We've got then the facilities for the owners.
Yeah.
It's just what you really need to
I want to see one more thing, all right? I want to see the swimming pool.
Come on.
I just need to see a horse swimming.
So that's a horse swimming for you. Not many people see that, I guess. But they're natural swimmers. Literally,
they are, I can see.
When we teach a horse to swim, literally they either jump in because they're so excited or they're a little bit nervous.
Yeah.
But then within 2 meters, natural swim, they just swim naturally. Yeah.
Another thing I wanted to speak about, a few high-profile players have gone to Real Madrid. Yourself, Bex. We've now seen Jude Bellingham go at 19 years of age. What's your views on Jude Bellingham? And you've been to Real Madrid and you played in such an incredible stadium.
I love him.
Yeah.
The way he speaks, the way he plays. I love the way there's no arrogance about him. He does all the dirty things that maybe don't, that don't get the headlines, don't get his stats up and things like that. He does so many things on a pitch that I just think he's still, he's still ground, he's still got his feet on the ground, he still knows what it takes to put in a good performance for his team. And he's got the flair, he's got the shape, the body, the mentality. I think he's brilliant. I think he's top class. I absolutely love him. And I think he could be absolutely anything he wants to be. It's a shame that he didn't come to the Premier League.
Yeah.
I'm a bit disappointed in that. However, Real Madrid, isn't it?
I mean, when they come calling, you've got to go. So in regards to Real Madrid, your time there was very successful. I mean, you played alongside some of the greatest players in the world. It was good to link up with Bex again and Ronaldo. And then I remember that there was they invited all the Ballon d'Or winners. So it was you, R9 and that. What was that like for you standing there and actually maybe getting the respect you probably don't think you get over here, but you got it over there?
Oh, I get it in Spain.
Yeah.
When people talk about me, they say Ballon d'Or winner. But the Ballon d'Or, did you hear about it when you were a kid?
Yes. No, but it
was never as big as it was.
It wasn't actually, tell a lie. I just saw you with a golden ball and I thought,
what's that?
What's that?
Exactly,
You know what I mean?
and that's what I thought. When I was lifting, I was like, what's this? And they were like, well, it's the Ballon d'Or, and it's voted for the best player in the world that year. I was like, oh, that's a good one. But I didn't have a clue about its history or what it is. And when I went to Spain, it was like every headline, Ballon d'Or winner Owen signs for it. It was like massive deal. And if you go to Italy, where Ballon d'Or in France, it's massive.
Yeah.
In the UK, it's been nothing for years. It's only in the last 15 years that people actually know what it is. Because no one ever won it,
That's
probably.
That's why. Is the only English player to win it, was it Keegan?
Sir Stanley Matthews,
Yeah.
Sir Bobby Charlton, Kevin Keegan, and myself.
I mean,
I think it's 4.
you should say that louder. If that was me, I'd have a chain with it all.
That's what Rio says.
Yeah.
Rio says all the time, bring it into work and just put it on when you're doing your TV work, just sit it right on the table next to you and then talk about football with the Ballon d'Or.
When TNT
Harry
Sports.
Keegan in the
Yeah.
box at Chester last year.
Yes,
didn't we?
yeah, we had a picture. Kevin Keegan won it twice, both times at Hamburg. I mean, an absolute legend. But yeah, he was in our box watching he loves his horse racing. So we had 3 Ballon d'Ors in the same box a while ago.
Wow, and if I was there, it would have been 4. So I want to know, England, for me, we spoke about this before when we was walking about how England's chances, they look like a better team in terms of their, collectivity. They're really good as friends. Who is the standout player for you in that England team, and who do we have to keep as our starting number? If you had to pick one player to start, guaranteed, who would it be?
I think it still has to be Harry Kane.
Yeah.
I just don't think we've got anything behind him. I think the drop-off is big.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I think John Stones is unbelievable. I think Jude Bellingham is, I think we've got some great players and really exciting future. It's a young team.
Yeah.
But if you're just asking me one
player.
player that I don't want to get injured before a World Cup final, I think there's a drop-off after Harry Kane, so I'd say him still.
Mason Mount, Murder Mason's what I call him, a good friend of mine. He's now playing for Man United right now and has your number that you had when you played for United, number 7. Did you feel the pressure of having that number 7? And how do you think Mount's going to do at United as well?
I didn't feel the pressure. I felt sort of a responsibility that it's been a great number over the years.
Yeah.
And I remember Sir Alex pulling me and Michael Carrick actually into the room, and he said to me, "I want you to wear number 7. If you don't want it, if you don't feel as if you can handle the pressure type of thing, then Michael, you'd be you'd be next in line type of thing." And I said, "No way, if you're offering me that, I'm having that." The only problem is Cristiano Ronaldo had just vacated, hadn't he? So it was still quite a heavy shirt.
Yeah.
So it was always going to be a bit of a drop off. But Mason Mount is obviously a top class player. I think it's a very good signing. Obviously they're paid the going rate.
Yeah.
I think it's a decent chunk of money. But he's young, he's English, he's going to be there for a long time. He's obviously a very good player. I don't think anyone can complain at that sign. I think it's a very solid sign. You know what you're going to get.
Lastly, just before we leave you, because you are a busy man, last year we saw incredible goal scoring fate by the one and only Erling Haaland.
Yeah.
Do you see him getting better and better? Where do you see him going? Is he going to be one of the greats? Is he going to be the best ever? How do you see it?
I just think that right place, right time. He's done his learning. He's done his, he's played for a couple of teams on the way up. He's now at his absolute peak, and he signs for a team that are exactly the same. They've been, gradually getting better and better and better, winning the league and whatever, and then all of a sudden, bosh. They just collide at the most perfect time. He is, he's almost unplayable, especially in that team as well. When you're getting chances like he is, and you're a lethal striker, and you've got every single tool in your armoury, whether it's in the air, whether it's strength, whether it's left foot, right foot, speed, drop off, he's brilliant in the box, play a high line, he can go over the top. Like when he first signed, I questioned, because I'd watched Dortmund a lot and I'd seen him, and his stereotypical goal was ball over the top, brute force, his power, powerful finisher as well. And I thought, everybody that plays against Manchester City sits back on the edge of their box. There is no way Haaland is going to score one goal like that. He's going to have to really adapt his game, and he's adapted. He's just amazing. He's just an animal. It's like playing against kids, isn't it? When you watch him play, he's just too good. In a team that's too good, it's just the perfect combination at the moment. So I think he's going to continue scoring obscene numbers and making us all look rubbish when you look at the stats and think, how many goals did he score? He's going to score the same as
I'll say this
Sheeran.
though, just to wrap this, I'd say this, look, this is probably one of the most underrated finishers in Premier League history. And if you've ever watched the game when I was watching it, he was the best for me personally. Ballon d'Or winner, the only player to ever do it. spoke about this before. The only two players that can actually leave their head out as strikers, actually three to be honest, is Michael, Wazza, and Shearer. But I say Michael's the GOAT. Anyway, peace guys. This has been Beyond the 90. I've been Harry Pinero. This has been Michael Owen, the legend Michael Owen. He's touched my back, so I ain't washing that. If you want to see more, you know what to do. Like, comment, and subscribe. 5. You don't know. Let's go, Mike.
Let's go.
So I'm talking about horses. I want to buy just 15, just to start off with. And I'm joking.
Go, let's talk more. I like it when you talk dirty.